Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. It is the first part of a reading that includes an extended reading, and I hope that you guys will join me for this and continue the message. I will attach the link right down below in the description box, as well as at the top of the comment section. I will pin the links. You also have the choice to join the Unbound membership, because I offer a lot of great memberships on this channel. The Unbound gets you unlimited access to every extended you'll ever want to watch, ever, and all the other channel perks. So check that out. I also have a second YouTube channel called Astrology Motivation. I'll attach the link above somewhere so that you guys can check that out and join me tomorrow for the general daily tarot card readings that I do over there. Remember that Sagittarius comes out every single Tuesday, along with Libra and Scorpio. Sagittarius comes out at 8 o'clock a.m. every single Tuesday, and that's Pacific time over here on the West Coast. So please subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell, ding, and you will get notified when I upload your favorite content. Sag, you're gonna have a fantastic week this week, but it's not gonna feel that way. It's not gonna start out that way. There are two semi-squares, but they're happening at the same time. Jupiter all week long is semi-square, both Saturn and Uranus, which are still both square to each other. So it's almost like you're getting stuck right in the middle of their craziness. And Jupiter square Saturn especially is a very, very rough energy. It's probably one of the hardest squares or aspects that Jupiter has. And Jupiter tends to turn everything really positive and optimistic, but this is a rough one where essentially you'll have to face a lot of crap and take yourself out of situations where there's going to be constant tension or struggle. You'll feel very stifled. You'll feel very constrained. But you have to, because it relates to aspects or parts of your life where you've gotten out of control and gone to excess and really done some harm to yourself. So ultimately, it will be about like forced reining you in, or else you're realizing something's going to be destroyed in your life. Now, a semi-square might not be that intense, but it is along the same veins of you will be challenged. You will also be challenged by the way of change. You will want to change with that semi-square to Uranus as well. So there's this dynamic change that you're going through or experiencing or making sure that you do. Why? Because it's important to you. There's an opposition to Mercury this whole time, which means that there's probably a lot of thoughts running through your head, but it's Mercury retrograde. So it's like there's a lot of shit that you have to get done, a lot of shit coming back up, maybe even a lot of people throwing shit up into your face or telling you things or saying things to you, even if they're not malicious. It's bringing up a lot of stuff, right? That could be depressing you, making you sad or making things extra difficult this week. But here's how I know that God is always on your side. By the end of the week, Jupiter also opposes the Sun. The Sun is going to be in a loose conjunction with Mercury retrograde. So it's basically saying there's expansion, there's a boom, there's a dynamic shift in who you are, and this does lead to success. So whatever challenges you are faced with this week, by the end of this week into next week, you will start to see why you had to work so hard. You will start to see everything that you faced and everything that you struggled with starting to pay off. So we have 3 cards lined up for us. Time for beginner mind, which is, hesitation, not being ready, wanting or being curious about the potential for something new, but at the same time sort of being prickly toward it. That could be you, or it could be an energy that you're facing. So you take it where it applies in your life. This and that are true. So this is seeing both sides, or realizing that you're dealing with somebody who's equally tense and equally has like a difficult time trusting. That's kind of what it is. It's like it's not that the energy doesn't want to start something new or to move forward, but it's hard for it to believe. It's defensive in a lot of ways. Be fearless and bold is here, Aries energy, and I do feel that this will come more toward the end of the week. But Aries energy is basically finding yourself in the midst of this like sandstorm, of craziness coming at you, being able to find yourself. And it's also the card saying, listen, you'll make it through this. And by the astrology, I can tell you the timeline is pretty short. It's a quick turnaround. So this week is troublesome. But by next week, you'll start seeing the way. You'll start getting rewarded for your perseverance. You'll start realizing, I don't know, luck and fortune, like good stuff will start to come in and start to happen next week. So it really is just keep up your stamina. I just think that you are dealing with somebody who is equally as defensive, and maybe there's a lot of headbutting here. It's like there's two warriors in the same room, and the way that this is looking, you both want to listen to each other. You're both open, you know, and this is how I think things haven't completely blown up. But there is still tension and defensiveness. So it's the defensiveness that you're fighting against. It's their defensiveness that you're fighting against. I just feel like a lot of thoughts being exchanged, but not enough words. And maybe it's because you don't have the words to, you don't have the words. You can't put it into words yet. But it is definitely saying that this could somehow work out for the both of you if both of you decide to just have faith in each other. Now, I don't know what this is, and this does not have to be romantic. My energy readings are not restricted to romance. I get into romance specific, career specific, money specific. I do all of that in the extended reading. Happy birthday, Michelle Sandegate. But no, over here, that's just not the case. And this is an indication of any partnership. I do feel a them, because this and that are true. It's seeing a different side of things. It's seeing two different sides of things. This could even just be the realization that there is another side of things that maybe you hadn't thought about. There is a different way to look at your situation, that even though it's difficult, or the more difficult it is, the more you may be inspired to change your mind or change your perspective on things, because that energy connected to Uranus is really going to help you. Like this sense of, okay, because I can see how bristly this is, it's almost like you're thinking of changing, of doing something dynamic in your life and making a switch or making a change and realizing, well, something else could work for me too. Yes, it could be applied to relationships. It could be applied to jobs. It could be applied to your living situation. What is it? I would love for you to tell me. Leave the comments below. Be fearless and bold. I think you want to. You want to make a change. You want to hear options. You definitely, because if you don't like what you're seeing, I guess it's inspiring you to be more open to what you haven't thought of, or maybe what you haven't been introduced to yet. You're like, well, maybe something new is the solution. And that seems to be an action that's quite natural for you to take, and that the cards are encouraging for you to take. Sagittarius. Show the world the real you. This is Aquarius energy. Full moon in Aquarius. I don't know what that means. Let's keep going. What is that supposed to mean? No, let me use this deck. What is that? What do you mean, show the world the real you? Something that you've been guarded about, that you've basically never been bold enough to show. There is now this sense of, fuck it. With all this craziness and all this tension, I just might as well just lay it out there, put it out there. The tension is actually pushing you toward, sort of pushing you out through the curtains, like pushing you out from backstage. There's just a sense of such pressure that ultimately it forces you out. It's almost like, yeah, like things getting so tense that you just say, fuck it. And maybe take a chance that you would have never taken before. We have the Chariot here, which is progress or something happening with the family, but there's definitely movement. There's something moving. You could be buying a new car, looking for a lot of new car options. You could be driving somewhere by car, or essentially deciding to I understand. Show the world the real you is remembering who the fuck you are. You're going to jump into the car and start going places. You're tired of being told that you can't be who you are. So you're about to take off. I feel like you're getting back to the sincere you, because so much of what's happened has taken you away from that. And now it's like the liberation of having gotten through all that crap. You're able to basically make progress just by finding who you are again. That's who you are. Show the world the real you. Show the world the real you is you're finally coming out. I'm going to use this analogy. You're coming out of the closet. And no, it's not just about your sexuality. You have repressed who you are for a very long time. And it has to do with your willingness to have adventures. And this recent tension, these struggles that you've recently been through, I feel like it's made you realize just how fucking short life is. And you're going to get out there and fucking start living your life to the fullest, because you're sick of being bullied into submission or into being who you aren't. You could very well be getting away from your family or traveling to see them. Either way, you're getting out and you're taking more chances. Whatever has happened for the reason of kicking you back into yourself. Sagittarius. Chiron is here. You've learned your lessons. You've learned your lessons. It could even be helping others to heal. You're finding strength this week by helping others to heal. That's what it's saying. If you can find, it's almost, maybe it's your family. It's like now that you know that you're safe, you're going back and trying to get somebody else to safety. Simply for the reason of, listen, I know the way. You know, it's very much like this suffering and this pain that you've been through. You now know the way. You now know the way to healing. And so it's made you more compassionate. And you have a purpose. It's happening quickly. There's Cancerian energy. This is full circle. Something has come full circle for you. I have to say this, Sagittarius, it's almost like you're thinking to yourself, I'll never go back there. I'll never go back. I've changed. The pain has basically molded me into somebody else. And ultimately, I may take people to freedom. I may show people the way out. I don't have to worry about going back there myself. You are Chiron. You are the Centaur. Are you dealing with some kind of Cancer? Cancerian, not Cancer. That's important. Though if there is some sort of illness, this is rapid change, and it's rapid healing. Yeah. It's almost like now you have the energy to be able to tackle it better. Okay, and? Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Okay. Sagittarius. Transformation is beautiful. Believe in yourself and bring your ideas to life. Pretty blatant. You've changed. You're never going back to who you used to be. Your wings, you're about to spread your wings and fly. Believe in yourself. This is during Virgo season. It's like you're finally ready to be all of who you could be. And I think it was the death or illness of somebody that inspired you. It transformed you. Or it's just now is the time. You're ready. It's like you're ready to heal. Maybe you weren't before. But believe in yourself. You're able to plant the seeds and get out of somebody's really fucking suffocating kind of grip. It's like, I don't have to listen to you anymore. I don't have to be who you asked me to be. Even if you love your family, this is about finally having the strength to move away from them if you are still with them. Because it's almost like, listen, I want to go ahead and continue to do this anyway. Even if you got derailed by something, this is a decision to change for change's sake and not be stuck anymore, if only for not being stuck sake. Then we have bring your ideas to life. You've always imagined this. You've always dreamed it. You've always wanted it. I think now is the first time you're actually believing in it enough to take the first steps on doing it. You have the ability to do so. What all of a sudden gave Cancers the ability to do so? What all of a sudden gave I said Cancer again. I don't know what it is. What gave Sagittarius that's a meaning, because I channel. So it's like, I would like to know what this Cancerian energy is. Third eye chakra. You could see coming. You could see something coming, or this is happening in the future, up to 6 weeks from now. Power. It's almost like you know who to invest in. Your third eye chakra, maybe your psychic power is about to open up. It's got everything to do with being able to basically see into the future enough to know it's going to happen. You can see it's going to happen. It involves a lot of very hard work. But I feel like you need that right now. You actually want the hard work. It's a way to balance out that difficult aspect with Saturn. Put yourself to work and shut Saturn up for a while. Shut the boss up, shut the expectation up. This sense of, okay, but I'm going to double down on working on this. If I had to sum this reading up, it's like you now have the strength to do something that you have been repressing for like decades of your life. You now have the strength because you don't want to look into the future and see the same shit anymore. What happened to give you this kind of power, Sag? Because something's opened up your third eye chakra. It's compassion. For yourself as well as somebody else. Let's see how this energy is impacting all those areas of your life. Please come join me for the extended. The link is below. Hold on.